Hi everyone, this is a belated update and a big thank you for supporting our campaign for the people of Mandalay. As you know, after months of scraping money together and going back and forth about whether to buy a tuk-tuk or a car, my Myanmar son Jojo finally took possession of his new car on the 24th of March this year. This was a really big step for us. I've been supporting his family with a small monthly stipend since 2019, when the collapse of tourism meant that he had to sell his car. With no end to the military junta in sight, we knew this wasn't sustainable long term. And there was a trickle of tourism coming in from Russia, so the car was going to let Jojo get back some of his independence and also put those great entrepreneurial skills back to work. We were so excited. And then just 4 days later, on the 28th of March, the earthquake hit. I got the first message around 6 o'clock before it had hit the news here, and my heart sank. After everything, the military coup, the collapse of tourism, the ongoing stability, this disaster on top of disaster was just heartbreaking. But somehow, miraculously, Jojo and his family were safe, and so was the car, which turned out to be a godsend, as Jojo was able to immediately offer support to a friend who runs a volunteer organisation, and they went out delivering food supplies. The car was used to help distribute meals and I sent as much as I could to buy some of the food packs and fuel for the car. And I set up this GoFundMe campaign because I knew that there were others who would want to help too, but probably wouldn't know how to. In hindsight, GoFundMe wasn't the best platform to get money into Myanmar quickly, and the administrative delays meant that I actually didn't receive the donated funds until a few weeks ago. But while we waited, I asked Jojo to check on the villages where I had done my PhD research and see if he could find some of our research assistants. He did find one of our lab techs who'd done a blood collection for us, and although there was some damage to his house, at least it was still standing, even though the one next door had collapsed. When the funds were finally released, we organised rice and oil packages for 600 families in the villages where we had once worked. Another of our old research assistants from the local hospital helped to identify those most in need, and we used a coupon system to make sure that distribution was fair and orderly. That delivery took place just last weekend, but it's still not over for the people of Mandalay. Aftershocks are still causing even more damage, and many people are still in tents or temporary shelters. Now that I know how hard it is to send money into Myanmar and actually how dangerous it can be if we don't do it properly, I'm not asking for further donations for emergency relief. However, since the original plan for the car to build a self-supporting livelihood for Jojo has been set back, probably by at least a year, I do need to keep sending him money every month so that he can keep using the car for volunteer work. So I'll keep the campaign open for anyone who would like to help me do this, maybe with a small contribution. To keep the power on and the car fueled and food on the table, I probably need to send around $250 a month for Jojo, and I could probably send another $250 to be distributed to others without drawing too much attention to him. So although the GoFundMe took time, the support that it enabled matters deeply. And I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for your part in what we've been able to do so far. Thank you.